Thank you very much for the intro. Hi, everyone. Wow, it's a full room. Okay. Thank you. That's very nice. I'm just going to kick in. So, to introduce myself and then to introduce my wonderful employer, my name is Imad. I am part of the talent acquisition team. Officially, my role is the campus relations specialist. So I go around, I work with universities to introduce students to ARM, to what we do, interns, grads, and how they can be essentially a part of it. We have taken the show on the road for over 50 schools and currently expanding just as ARM gets bigger and bigger. But I've tailored this presentation based on some of the questions that we've received at the booth. So we've had mixed sort of reviews. Some people came in and were very happy to see ARM. We're very well aware of ARM and what we do. Some people had no clue who we are and what we're doing, so I have a slide to just slightly introduce ARM. And then some people were like, yeah, we've heard of you, but we don't know why you're at EuroPython. Now, I have to tell you, I'm not a technical person, but we do have a very fancy booth with wonderful technical people. So for any of those questions, please come and meet us just behind this hall, and they'll be happy to answer your questions. But to introduce ARM, we've chosen these wonderful 3 numbers that I think really represent the magnitude and the impact that ARM is having on the world. This is a very, very good stat. But before I start, can I ask, out of people in this room, how many of you have heard of the ARM brand and are aware? Oh, that's a very good number. And how many of you are slightly aware of what we do? Okay, that's very good. So I guess this presentation will help you know more about the company. So we connect 100% of the connected global population, and what that means is ARM is in almost every smartphone. ARM technology is in all the new and modern computers, cars. We're going to see soon the industry that ARM is powering. But if you have any smart device, it potentially has some sort of ARM technology in it. So that's the real impact and reach of ARM that it currently has on the world. 310 billion ARM-powered chips have been shipped to date, and probably by the time we finish this presentation, that will have increased slightly. But again, a very, very impactful company working across the world to power different devices. And this sort of coincides with why we're here at EuroPython. Over 22 million developers are developing, coding, doing some sort of learning on ARM. And by the end of the presentation, again, I hope this grows. We have a nice QR code that you can scan and join the community. But before becoming this, humongous company with this huge impact, ARM did start at a barn, similar to many other tech companies, and has now very proudly grown to be in over 10 countries, across 30 locations within those countries. So we're everywhere. That's the point. We're everywhere. We are everywhere there's compute. We want to be there. We want our people also to be wherever compute happens. So for those of you who haven't heard of us, in a nutshell, what ARM traditionally does is architect, develop, and license high-performance, low-cost, and energy-efficient IP solutions for GPUs, CPUs, and NPUs that then are sold to technology is sold to our partners, who then use it to plug some of their devices and power all the nice fancy products that you're using on a day-to-day basis. So this is what ARM is doing, and that's how ARM is expanding into almost every market. However, we are building the future of AI computing, and I know that during some of the presentations and talks, this has come up a lot, and this is, I think, where the entire world is shifting. It's only natural for us to be part of that journey as well. And just to let you know what industries we work with and we're in IoT, in mobile, in PC, in auto, and in cloud computing. So ARM is present everywhere. That's not a slogan, that's a reality of ARM, the impact of ARM, and all the wonderful work that our people are doing on a day-to-day basis. Impact, however, we are very aware of our impact, and we really want to give back to the community. We want to make sure that as we scale, we're also contributing to a cleaner world. As you know, compute is not a very clean thing to be a part of. However, we have a lot of commitments that we're using. We are working closely with our sustainability team to decarbonize compute. And that's where high efficiency, low power comes in. We're also working with our partners at education, within the team ARM and the community, to close the digital divide by empowering countries, universities, schools, and resources, material, textbooks, computers. So making sure everyone, as much as we can reach, has some sort of access to compute and is able to be part of this technological world that we're all moving into. And finally, I don't know how I'm doing on time, we have 3 different alleyways you can join us, or you can inquire further about ARM. The first QR code takes you to our current experienced roles. If you want to take a look at what kind of roles we have, what kind of locations we're hiring in, any business unit of interest or skill set of interest. If you're more on the younger side or emerging into tech from a different category or a different industry, this QR code will take you to a register your interest pool, because the main difference between the first two is emerging talent roles are cyclical, and they tend to follow university schedules around the world. So anywhere, universities, whenever students go back to campus, we'd like to be there to just tell them about ARM and what they can potentially do when they join us. And finally, if you're not looking for a job, but you'd like to join the developer community and build on ARM, I would also invite you to scan that QR code and join the community, and then be part of a massive group, I think 11,000 people and growing. And the really cool thing about it is I've also learned ARM engineers are hands-on with the people, especially who are starting to code, to answer their questions, help them with their queries, and just help them develop any projects they're working on. And that's it for me. Thank you very much.
What do you look for when you're hiring people?
So we have a multitude of business units, and they all have different skill sets and requirements. At the very base, this is why actually one of the reasons we're here, Python is included in almost all the software requirements. But essentially, almost everyone comes from a tech background. So what we're looking for are people who would like to be part of the AI revolution, would be part of powering any sort of industry that you've seen in my previous slide, people with a passion to just join ARM and be part of this massive company that's just growing.
Thank you very much. Yes, that sounds good. And now we'll have the next sponsor. Yes, we'll have the next
sponsor. Thank you very much, everyone.
Please welcome them with some applause.
Good luck.
The sponsors will also be here after the session for some time. Otherwise, you can also please feel free to meet them at their booths. They are here to have wonderful conversations. I can confirm I've talked to all of them, and they have really cool swag and fidget spinners, for example, and really cool contests. So if you haven't checked them out, please do. It's good for you and everyone. Are you ready?
Hello everyone. I'm Luke. I'm working at Numberly for like 4 years now. And we are a digital marketing technologist company. We are the G4 stand, so booth. Maybe you came already, and we have a special game with snakes and ladders. The company is based in Paris mostly, but we have a couple of offices around the world. So don't hesitate if you are also working remotely. We have some of them in our company. What we do, we are working with EuroPython since 2014 as a sponsor, so we've been there for like 12 years now, and sponsoring the event. We are basically cool, technical, independent people, and trying to have our own way of doing things. So we have our data center, really good-looking people, as you can tell on the screen, and yeah, we operate everything we can. So from servers to our own clusters, we have a big infrastructure team. We also try to help the community. Every time we see something going wrong with the library, it's in our culture to try to help and fix it. We have some of our own libraries, not as famous as some of the speakers that we saw before, but good ones. We also have a tech blog, so if you want to know a bit more about what we do, you can go there and check it out. Some awards also. And we are hiring some open position here, software engineer, full stack and backend. We also have a lot of data. So we do data engineering, analytics, etc. So you can scan the QR code, maybe come to our stand, it will be easier. And that's it. It was fast. So if you have any question, don't hesitate. Else, we are at the G4 booth.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions for Numberly? Yes, we have one question. I'll get you the mic.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question in general is with all the employers. So I'm based in Delhi, India. And my question is, how can I be attractive to European employers? Like they look at my profile and they're like, because technical skills are accessible for everybody. But I believe European employers have their own requirements and maybe non-technical skills or soft skills. They are looking for the employees who are based out of EU.
Yeah, we don't really. We have some people in Asia now, I guess. So
So
we are
how
not.
can I be more, like how can I increase my chance to get, employed by a European company?
Yeah. Speaking for us, for Numbly, we are just looking at mostly the soft skill of people. We like having big technical capacities too, but we like having a good team of people and just the culture is like that. So speaking for us, it's more about the person and the direction, and the way they learn. But we don't really, let's say, I don't know, discriminate against technical skills or something like that. We try to get a good team of people going around. So yeah, that's for us. People are looking for different things, I guess, in the world. So.
Okay, thank you for that. Do we have any other questions?
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
And now our next sponsor is Picnic. And we'll be ready very soon. In the meantime, I would highly encourage asking questions also, because this is a wonderful opportunity. It's, for example, when you go to booths, it might be crowded and you might not get a chance to ask what you want. And this is the perfect place for that. So, yeah, feel free, and let's welcome Picnic.
Hello, everybody. I see some familiar faces. That's lovely. My name is Frankie. I am a technical recruiter here at Picnic, not here. So I do a lot of one-on-one conversations, a lot less audience conversations, so bear with me today. And I've been working at Picnic for about 3 years, and I have mostly worked with Python-based teams and recruiting for them, and that means data engineers, for example, but also a lot of machine learning, backend. So it's been really fun. And what is Picnic? Picnic is basically at the core an online supermarket. We started in the Netherlands about 10 years ago. We have now expanded to France and Germany. And generally speaking, we use a whole lot of Python in the data space, in the backend. I'll get a little bit more into that soon. And we're at EuroPython because we love the community. It's our 3rd year sponsoring. It has been an amazing experience every single year. And we call ourselves an online supermarket, but, and if there's anybody here from the Netherlands, they may know, we like to introduce ourselves as the modern milkman. For anybody that's not from the Netherlands, the milkman was a really important figure in the Dutch history. He used to go house to house. Everybody knew them. It was always greeting people with a smile. So it was a very beloved figure. And that is the figure that we try to achieve with Picnic and with Picnic Delivery. To do that, we mainly focus on 3 specific things. We want to be a mass market for families. The Netherlands, of course, France and Germany, and hopefully much more in the future. And to do that, of course, we need to maintain low prices. We are competitive with other supermarkets, but especially for our house products, it tends to be a fair amount lower than others as well. If anybody works in logistics, you do know how hard it is to get to a reliable last mile logistic. But we do manage to get it right and on time and complete about 98% of the time, with, of course, friendly runners, which are our delivery people, because, of course, the milkman needs to be friendly and need to be known by the people. And one thing that I absolutely love about the business model is that sustainability is embedded in it. We have electric vehicles to deliver from pretty much everywhere, well, from everywhere that we do deliver to, and that since we do have a lot of forecasting models that tells us, exactly what we will sell, especially in the areas that we have been in for a very long time, that allows us to have up to 7 times lower food waste than normal supermarkets. So yeah, and of course, you all know how supermarkets work. The food, the groceries go from the producers to the warehouses, and then of course it gets put to the actual supermarkets. And again, there can be a lot of food waste because supermarkets need to fill the shelves, need to show that they have products that people can buy, and they need to kind of catch the eye. We don't have that issue. We have, well, I'll tell you what we have later, but we of course don't have that issue. And then on the consumer side, every consumer needs to go to the supermarket, and then everybody has a car trip, bike trip in the Netherlands, perhaps. But it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of thinking about things. You have to plan your weekly groceries. It's just a lot of effort. We are trying to eliminate that kind of effort. We try to make it as simple as possible, as accessible as possible. And to do that, we skip a step. We do not have any physical locations. The way that our consumer interact with Picnic and order their groceries is through mobile applications. That does allow us also to have very clear indicators of what kind of products are working, what kind of people in certain areas are looking for, especially in terms of products. And again, allows us to predict very, predictably what people are going to buy. And of course, we deliver to them. And that also allows us to be more energy efficient, not only because, again, we only use electric vehicles, so that's better for the environment, but also because we have our own route planning algorithm, we are able to forecast the actual route as well. We're actually very accurate also with delivery times, so our customers tend to like us for that. And this kind of supply chain is where we use Python the most, not only for all the forecasting, for example, but also the warehouse layout is done in Python, and the warehouse loading is done in Python. All of the data that we gather from the application, all of the data that goes out of the data warehouse, it is all in Python, which is a great segue later to say that we're hiring, by the way. And as I mentioned, we do have sustainability at our core. We do not have CO2 emissions because we are 100% electric. Instead of, again, just in time getting products as they need it, we do have a predictive supply chain. We also try to recycle as much as possible. We have to use plastic, especially in the Netherlands, for safety concerns or safety regulations, but we have a closed recycling loop. So we do gather the bags afterwards, and we do recycle them and reuse them. We also have a number of initiatives for packaging reductions in the supply chain. So even when it's not built in within the business model, we do extra efforts to really make sure that we try to be as sustainable as possible. So yeah, we are here to tell you that you can become part of the Picnic Tech team. We do hire from all over the world. We can provide visa sponsorship. We can provide relocation. Currently, we're hiring for data engineers. We're hiring for engineering managers, tech leads. It's really a technical engineering manager position, Python-based at the very least. We will be hiring for machine learning engineers next month. We're just kind of crossing the T's and dotting the I's about what teams really need at the moment. And of course, if you have any questions, come check out our booth. We do have cool swag. And a lot of really nice engineers that will answer all of your technical questions. We're at G3. If you'd like to apply and you don't know how, if you have doubts, if there's any open position that fits you, send me an email. I'm more than happy to help you out. And of course, if next week you're like, I wonder what Picnic does about this, or I wonder if these positions are open in the future, just send me a message on LinkedIn. Yet again, I'm more than happy to help out. So yeah, that was also very quick, but if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Do we have any questions? Because I do. Since you have so many moving parts in the entire chain, so to say, what kind of teams or projects can applicants expect?
Well, that's a good question. So we do handle everything in-house, and by everything, I need everything from the consumer application, last mile logistics, the warehouse automation, the actual warehouse movement. So we do have 40 tech teams, and every tech team does focus on a different problem or has ownership of a different system. And it's growing fairly fast. As in, when I joined 3 years ago, we were 25 teams, and now we're 40. So the projects that we're working on now are enlarging, and there are new ones coming up. If we're looking for backend, again, there's a lot of warehouse-based work. We have a warehouse simulation in Python, for example. Slotting is also a very interesting puzzle because you want to have products in a way that reduces human error, but also is efficient to take out and also actually fits on the shelf, which is, kind of a constraint. On data engineers side, there's a lot more platform work, for example, in terms of tooling. Are we using the right tooling? Are we have open source projects, for example, that the team is working on. We have also a lot of more business-oriented projects, maybe working with machine learning teams for the application or for the logistics side. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot. It's always very interesting for me to see how everything fits together. Yeah.
That was wonderful to hear. Thanks a lot. And can we have a round of applause again? Thank you. Oh, wait. I think you have a question? Okay, we have a question.
Yeah, if possible. I'm just interested. So you are the different service for different products, and so are you more about scheduled orders, or you also have some last-minute options, like for people to be able to get the thing in the last moment before the party or so?
Good question. So it is really hard to make that last-minute delivery profitable. We are about scheduling the order in advance. We have next-day delivery as the earliest option, but that is what allows us to, well, first of all, forecast also the less things that we may have missed in the previous weeks, for example. That allows us to forecast the planned trip of the actual truck, for example. And also, since we are able to predict these things, that also allows us to keep the delivery free, for example, and the price is down. So if you look, for example, I don't know in all of your countries, but in the Netherlands, last mile delivery services tend to be a little bit more expensive than quote unquote normal supermarkets, and we're able to avoid that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Question, if that's fine. So since it was also started in the Netherlands and there's a lot of Netherlands-ish focus, are you also expanding to other locations, or do you have offices there?
Yeah, no, indeed. So we've been in Germany for a few years and also in France for a few years. Generally speaking, our strategy for expansion is to start in a small area in a new country, really get the infrastructure, get the warehouses, because of course it's actually a lot of actual logistics aside for tech. And then once we do understand the market, once we do have the means to make sure that if we expand, we're able to sustain it, then we really expand rapidly. So we're expanding fairly rapidly in Germany at the moment. It's also in France, but still to a lower speed. And we are planning more, but I am not allowed to tell what. So yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay, we have another question.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering, so you said you might be hiring for an ML engineer. What sort of machine learning and AI applications are you looking at sort of integrating, and what would that look like?
So I know that we have more than 40 machine learning models in production, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, we are focused in two areas, either the consumer side or the supply chain side. And from what I know, which is not too much, but we do have a couple of machine learning engineers at the booth, so feel free to come by. Cool. Generally speaking, on the supply chain, for example, one of the projects that's going on is predicting the drop ship, because of course, or the drop time, because of course that depends on weather, that depends on traffic, that depends on time of day. It depends whether you have an apartment or a house, but also how do you know if somebody has an apartment or a house before you deliver the first time? So it's quite an interesting project that the team is working on. Another project that they're working on is stock, for example, availability. In a perfect world, you get 20 bananas, you sell 5, you have 5 bananas. But then life happens. Bananas may break, or they may not be good, or there's a human error, and so you have less bananas than you thought, and then the customer doesn't get a banana, which is not good for business. So for example, we're also moving in that direction. Okay, cool. On the consumer side, we have a lot of, for example, search and ranking models. We have recipe recommendations, for example. We have groceries, but we also allow people to select meals and select also a meal planner, for example, so you can just plan your weekly groceries. Again, try to make it as easy as possible. But of course, we have a ton of recipes, and we want people to have access more easily to the recipes that will be more suitable for them. quite a lot. Please do feel free and
Yeah,
come by the booth. They know a lot
thank
more
you
than
very
I do.
much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last call for questions. Okay, yes. I can bring you the mic.
I can speak up.
That works.
Nice.
Where are your do you hire remote or?
So we don't hire remote. We do provide relocation. And then again, that includes visa sponsorship for you, your family, if applicable, the flights, et cetera, and quite a few other things. We have several offices, but all of the tech team works from Amsterdam. So yeah, there's about 360 engineers.
Okay.
All right.
Question?
We deliver in Berlin.
Just asking her to spend to Berlin. Just kidding. I talked to her before. Yeah.
We're getting there.
Okay, thank you. Now we have our next sponsor, Travel Perk. Please welcome them with a huge round of applause.
Let's see. Looks good. Hello, I'm Alejandro, software engineer, and I'm here to present you Travel Perk, a business travel platform that I'm happy to hear that some of you have used to come to EuroPython. Very glad for that. We started in 2015 in Barcelona, but we didn't stop there. Over the years, we have been growing, and nowadays we have 16 offices all over the world, more than 1,800 employees from more than 70 nationalities. And we are very proud of that. More because I joined when we only have one office in Barcelona. So for me, seeing this, I couldn't see it coming. So our main focus was travel. Everything that you needed as an employee when you were going to visit clients or events, that you will be able to book your flights, your stays, your trains, your cars. But we didn't stop there, and the next thing that we wanted to do is bringing you travel and expense. So with our recent acquiring Yokoi, we are going to integrate travel expense inside the platform. It fits perfectly. Right now, we have a 2.7 billion valuation. We are the biggest unicorn in Spain. And it has been backed by many companies that believe in us. I've been long in the company, very long. I think in October it will be 8 years already. And you may be wondering, like, Alejandro, what is making you stay so long in the company? And before coming here to give this talk, I was thinking, it's about the people. It's about the people that, since I joined in 2017, is still nowadays working with me in the company, traveling all around the world, and they are still there. So for me, we were saying in EuroPython, I came for the language and I stay for the community. It happened exactly the same for me in Travel Perk. It's the community. This is my community. You can see us in the booth G5, as it is about the people. You can see Helen, Xavi, Kati, Bilal, Helen, Edim, Christoph, and me. This is the people that is presenting here today. And you might have seen us doing the challenges. We have the Rubik Cube, the drone, and today we are doing the GeoGuessr. So come say hi, come play, and have fun with us. And why should you join us? I think we are, since we born Python-based, everything in the backend is Python. We are heavily adopters of the new things that are coming, like Pydantic, Fast API. As they come, we try to adopt what is new. We're scaling fast. We are growing the business, and we need to adopt everything that can help us bring this performance that the clients need. And as well as AI world is coming into everywhere, we are embracing it as a new tool that we are allowing everyone to use. So as they come, we will use them. And as I was saying, on the core is our community. And that is the reason we are in real life company, because we believe the only way that to make this community is like this event, that we see each other. So that's the reason we will require you to be located in an office. We understand after COVID this flexibility, so right now we only require 3 days per week to be attending to the office. We have many jobs. We are expanding so much. We are in this hyper-growth phase that you will find jobs for software engineers, senior software engineer, engineer managers, DevOps engineer. So please, we are hiring actively in Europe, Barcelona, London, Edinburgh, Berlin. Apply. You can apply. And how to do that? Scan this QR, and if you are ready to go places, please join. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that. Do we have any questions? We have a question.
Thank you for the presentation. Do you have any vision for the future of your product? Do you have any new features that you want to
So this integration with Yokoi, you mean? So the idea is that we are going to integrate Yokoi inside the TravelPerk application. It's one tool, so Yokoi will disappear and it's part of TravelPerk. And you will be able to have even credit cards to be able to pay with your phone directly, and that gets expensed, and the company will pay for that. No more hassle. Oh, how do I pay this restaurant ticket? Pay with the card.
Nice, thank you.
Do we have more questions? We have a question.
Alejandro, will you be speaking today?
Yes, I forgot to say that. So come after lunch to the South Hall 2B. I'm going to be giving a talk. So I'm happy to see you there, talking about my talk about doing heavy migrations. There is another question there.
Do you work with some geodata?
Sorry again?
Do you work with some geographic data?
I didn't understand, sir. Geographic data. In the sense of making searches, we use search because at the end a hotel is in a place, and we need to cluster. Okay, where is the hotel? So we use geodata, special data, to make searches, because you might want, oh, I want to find hotels in this place. So we need to map where are the hotels.
20 kilometers from the sea, for example, something like this.
Yes, exactly. Depending on when you place you want the hotel, we will do like a circular space and then look in that. But also having into account that the Earth is a sphere. Well, simplified formula for the Earth. Now I'm thinking, yes, we used to have PostGIS, and we have the geospatial data when doing the search.
Hello. I just had a quick question about some of your roles that you're based all over sort of Europe and even internationally. What's the incentive behind having physical locations across different locations, and how does that kind of work when working across teams?
I couldn't hear very well.
I was just saying, I saw that for the jobs you're recruiting in lots of different locations.
Yes.
I'm curious how that works across your different teams, and also what's the incentive or the reasoning behind doing that?
So we have teams that they are distributed around the different hubs. So you might join in a Barcelona hub, and you will see that your team, some members might be in Berlin, some members might be in Edinburgh. We're still trying to figure it out, because it's true, sometimes it doesn't work, because the localization of the people doesn't make them to be close. So we are experimenting with fully localized teams. The whole team is in one hub that they meet together. Or sometimes it works because they know each other. We have a budget to make people come to the central hub. So from time to time, they can come, meet the team, and be together. Because I think this is the key. The important thing for us is to being in person and building this community in person, not online.
Is there like a benefit to having people in these different locations as well? Do you do you use sort of local expertise and knowledge? So if someone in London, for example, would they be working in the UK specifically, or how does that kind of, is there any additional reasoning?
Sorry again, if they live.
Is there sort of any additional reasoning? Like, do you also have like localized works? Like, if you have someone based in London, for example, would there be something specific to their role? Is there a reason that they are in London, if that makes sense?
So it's more connected that you join a hub. No matter where you are, you just join a hub. And then we will look for what are the needs of the teams. So we open positions for specific teams. So it's not if you join to London, you're going to be based with these teams. It can be any. There's no real limitation to the team you join. I know there are other companies that if you join this hub, you only focus on payments, invoicing. That's not our case. You might join London and end up working on the search engine for flights.
Okay, thank you. I have one more question if no one else does. And I don't see any hands. Since you recently acquired Yokoi, and you also mentioned that the future vision would also be integrating Yokoi into Travelpark, so what kind of projects can people expect from that?
Projects inside the company?
Yeah,
well,
projects. Like, what projects can people work on, or like, what can they expect when they're applying on the website?
You mean what team they will join, or?
Yes, kind of like that. What tasks do the teams work on? What projects are there?
So teams grew a lot. I think we have more than 35 squads in different tribes. But we have set the tribes in a way that you have focused completely in travel, expense management, more on the identity identification, single sign-on, plugins that might be interesting for exporting data, reporting. So it's also doing the booking, but as well the company wants to know, okay, how much are we spending? Or are we inside the budget? What we have forecast for spending? And also we have foundational teams. This is more connected to DevOps because we need to give support on the infrastructure all over the company. And also enabling teams all over the company, not only engineering, to use AI tools. So we've seen that it's not only about engineers using LLMs to help on their job or building systems with LLMs, but it's also sales, customer care, learning them to use these AI tools and it's interesting to help them learn the tool because then they start using them and automatizing parts of their job. And I didn't know I could make this in 5 minutes. It could take me 1 hour before, like, bringing that value.
Okay, thank you for that answer. And I just have one last question, if that's okay. What programming languages and tech stacks do you usually look for?
So backend is Python. It has been for long Python. We started with Django, a huge monolith that later expanded to Tornado. We moved to FastAPI, and now currently we are heavy users of AWS, and we use Lambdas directly. So it's pure Python code running in AWS Lambdas. But that's on the backend. On the front-end side, we use TypeScript with React, monorepos, and then our infrastructure is code, so we use Terraform and Pulumi.
Okay, thank you very much for the answers. And can we have a round of applause for all the sponsors who presented today?
Thank you so much.